Well, after starting the season with a sweep of Boston College at the Kohl Center, the Wisconsin hockey team hit the road last weekend to play Clarkson and St. Lawrence. Badgers split the two games. Sean Dhooghe, the smallest guy on the ice, had 2 goals in both games. I'm Brian Posick. Head coach Tony Granato will join us next here on the Badger Hockey Digest.
The Learfield Directors Cup, the highly recognized mark of distinction in college athletics across all divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow your favorite team's pursuit for excellence in this prestigious annual award through thedirectorscup.com, USA Today, or at L Directors Cup on Twitter or Facebook. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics since 1993.
Left wing pass, Malone lost it. Miller following up. Here's Johnson wide open. Backdoor, they score. Tic-tac-toe. 19-17 to 18. Miller, Johnson, Malone finishes. First goal of the year for Seamus Malone. 4-0 Badgers. Zimmer right circle, skates in, backhand pass in front. Dhooghe scores again. Oh, Zimmer just walked the defenseman low right, found Dhooghe low left, and Sean Dhooghe chipped it past Manella. Power play goal. It's 5-1 Wisconsin. Well, Tony, you hit the road last weekend for the first time this season, lost to Clarkson 4-2, and then beat St. Lawrence 7-1. A lot of learning lessons for your young hockey club, I'm sure, and probably starting out on Friday, the way you came out against a really good Clarkson team that made the NCAA tournament last year and had a really good goaltender, too, in Jack Kiley.
Yeah, they were really good. It was their first home game. They came off of a couple games on the road where they probably played better than the results, and they were fired up to get their season up and running as far as getting a win under their belt. And we hung with them for a little bit. I don't think we played as sharp as we can. I think we were a little bit, they took the pace of the game over, and we got flat-footed for the first time really all year. And we responded, we stayed in the game, but when the game was on the line in the third period, they were able to make the plays. They converted on a power play and were able to come up with a win. But I really liked Saturday's game from the standpoint, you know, what we learned from what we didn't get going Friday. We made sure we started the game with a great forecheck shift on Saturday night, and really never let St. Lawrence get going at all. And when they did, Daniel made a few big saves for us, but we were able to get 7 goals that night. And you look at the scoring chances that we had and how we got them. It was really impressive. It was off the forecheck. It was off of guys winning battles in front of the net. It was our D taking a step and delivering the puck to the net to get our forwards the opportunity to jump on those rebounds. So it was a real solid road win for us.
Yeah, the 7-1 win over St. Lawrence, a goal in the first, 2 in the second, 4 more in the third. You mentioned Daniel Lebedev, the freshman from Helsinki, made his first appearance with the Badgers, faced only 21 shots, but he stopped 20 of them, and he looked pretty good in there.
He looked great. He had a couple big saves on breakaways when the game was 2 or 3-0 in the second period. Just looked solid and confident. So it was a really good start for him, and I think, you know, he's a guy that we think has great potential. And, you know, the combination of him and Jack together and Johan behind him, you know, I think that it's a healthy thing. I think they're all competitors. They all enjoy the competition amongst each other. So we'll, you know, Bear will play one of the games this weekend. Daniel will probably play the other one, and we'll see how it plays out as the year goes along.
Yeah, Michigan Tech, the Huskies in town. They're coming off a couple of losses to start the season. We'll talk about Joe Shawn's club and more coming up in just a moment.
Progress is an endless challenge. Here at the University of Wisconsin, we're a community of innovators in constant motion. We think on our feet, connect with each other, and hit our stride, pushing past limits. Progress is an endless challenge, but it is only those up to the challenge who change the game.
Before we get to Michigan Tech, Wisconsin's opponent this weekend, wanted to bring up a couple of young players. Sean Dhooghe had a heck of a weekend in upstate New York. 2 goals against Clarkson, 2 more on Saturday against St. Lawrence. He's got 5 in 4 games. He only had 6 last year as a freshman. So what's Sean Dhooghe doing now that he wasn't doing last year?
I don't think he's doing anything different. I just think, you know, he's gone through the learning curve of adjusting from, you know, playing at the U.S. development program to playing college hockey. He's an undersized player, so as an undersized guy playing against men, when you hit the college ranks, it's a difficult challenge for the smaller players to learn the adjustments. And his quickness, his courage, his paying the price mentality of finding ways to get to the net front. It's been why he scored those goals. So he's got good hands around the net. He's a competitor. And it's great to see him get off to such a great start. I know last year he was disappointed from the standpoint he wanted to contribute more offensively, and he created chances. It just didn't, go well for him as far as being a consistent producer for us. And then this year, his work ethic that he put in this summer to get ready for this season, I think his combination of playing with Baker and Weissbach has been a big help for him. And he's a competitor, and he's done a great job for us so far.
Sean Dhooghe right now shares the national lead in goals with those 5 in 4 games. And defensively, you're producing from the back end. We all know about Wyatt Kalnick, and Keandre Miller's off to a really fine start too. But then there's Ty Emberson, who hasn't recorded a point yet in 4 games, the freshman from Eau Claire. I like the way he plays. He quietly goes about his business. He had a couple of huge checks in that Clarkson game that I thought was going to give you some energy, and did, I think, at times.
Yeah, he's been outstanding, and that's, when you say he doesn't have any points in 4 games, I wouldn't know that. I thought he's been in on our offensive plays. He's gotten pucks to the net. He's delivered to the forwards. He's jumped into play in the right time. So he's been very consistent, and the points will come for him. I think, he's a smart player. He's kind of always, I think, throughout his career been one of those reliable, a little bit under the radar as far as how much talent he has. They respect, the NHL being a 3rd-round pick. Obviously, he knows he has potential to play in the NHL, but I think he's better than that. I really do. I think he's going to be a great 3rd-round pick that's going to play a long time in the NHL because he's just reliable. You can put him on the ice for power play, penalty kill against the other team's top lines, and he hasn't played much power play for us this year, but at some point he'll be out there and being able to hopefully get some more points for us.
Yeah. And Michigan Tech's in town this weekend, Friday and Saturday night. Joe Shawn is in his 2nd year as head coach, led them to the WCHA tournament title a year ago, 2nd straight time that the Huskies had won that championship. Back in the 70s and early 80s, Michigan Tech was a powerhouse, and it's nice to see them back on the national map, so to speak, and Jones done a nice job taking over for Mel Pearson.
They're a solid team. They're going to work. I watched the games against Duluth. The Friday night game, they probably should have won. They didn't get any breaks around the net. Saturday, they got a little sloppy and let Duluth take advantage of some opportunities. But they will come in here. They will play hard. They will be a team, I would assume, as the year goes along, that will be in contention to be a ranked team. So it's another great test for us. We knew when the schedule came out, when you got these, when you got Tech on there, you got North Dakota on there, you got Denver on there, you got Boston College and Clarkson and all these other teams. We knew that every week we were going to be faced with a new challenge, and this will be one that we will have to be ready for.
All right, have a good week.
Thank you, Brian.
Sure, that's Badgers head coach Tony Granato. Wisconsin and Michigan Tech this weekend. Friday night's game is on Fox Sports Wisconsin Plus with yours truly and Bill Brophy. You can also hear both games on the Badgers Sports Network. Puck drops at 7 o'clock. For Tony Granato and Red Sox fan Jay Williams, I'm Brian Posick. Thanks for watching the Badger Hockey Digest.